This time it is once again Off-Roadkill, a shootout of the full-bodied Rally Duster versus the gutted Vette Kart. Who wins? Mike Finnegan.
That's what winning looks like.
Looking good. Refresher course. This is a 1973 or maybe 1974 Plymouth Duster. We got our hands on it in the episode where Mike and I drove that really cool clapped out 65 D100 truck all the way to Chris Birdsong's. I saw it in the driveway. I said, how much? I think he said 700 bucks. I said, it's ours. And after that, we really wanted to go to a rally school that wasn't Dirtfish, which is our norm. So we went to Rally Ready in Texas, and we had a shootout of me and Dulcich in this versus Finnegan and Newbern in the Camaro that had been on the Faster with Finnegan show. I gotta admit, the Camaro won pretty badly. Might have been a driving skill issue because the Duster is really good. The problem is, Birdsong built this entire thing for us. What did he do? He built this killer grill with no headlights. I love this. This saves the 73, 74 body style. He dropped in a 5.9 liter Magnum engine, which is the 92 and up version of the small block Mopar. It has a stock Mopar 3-speed in it. Unfortunately, the rear end is a 7 1/4, which is like glass. I predict Finnegan breaks it somewhere on this trip, probably early so that he doesn't have to drive the whole rest of the way. Do you even remember this car?
I remember the wheel falling off of this car.
Yeah, that was the most memorable thing about it.
Yeah.
You know what the problem is? I don't feel attached to it because we didn't build it. Yeah, and also, when I drove it, it was really pathetic. So that's another reason why I don't need it.
Mostly that's what it is, right?
My whole plan here is to try and get it back to Chris Birdsong, who actually built the car. So what I want to do is fix everything that we ruined on it when we were at the Texas Rally School, drive it out to the desert, and having a shootout against the Vette Kart. We will be driving the Vette Kart because it's what we do, and Birdsong will be driving this, and if he beats us, we're gonna give him the car back.
That seems fair.
Think so?
Well, it won't be any better than it was before.
Will it feel fair after we spend like 3 days fixing the header, the wheel falling off, the alignment, the seat?
You're almost giving it back to him in the condition that it was when he gave it to us. So
yeah,
that seems fair.
Yeah. The header's gonna be the worst, so do you want to start with that or kind of ignore it?
It's really on your side of the car, so.
No.
I was gonna be like, yeah, I'll put the seat in and, you know, whatever this side needs, but the whole, you know, wheel fell off that side. You cut the header in half on that side. It really wasn't me.
Let's fire it up, see how bad it is, and see if we can tolerate it on the highway the whole way. It's not. Should we check fluids?
Oh, it's got hinges.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's a little all the way at the bottom.
Hey, there's an electric pump.
Oh.
No wonder why it's not working.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta turn that on.
Okay, let me do that. Okay, this one. There we go.
Oh.
That's loud.
Loud.
Too cold.
It's not so loud when it bogs, though.
All right, it runs. We're gonna bypass the header because we're super lazy. Let me make a list of what we need to do. List, Rally Duster, header.
I guess we can do that.
Fixed. Let's see, we need to raise the suspension. We need wheels and tires, passenger seat, remove fuel system or fuel hose.
You bought 2 new headers.
Yeah, we finished that.
Seatbelts?
Ah, seatbelts. Where do you want to start?
Lunch?
There's this pipe that runs right through the middle of the car, and it looks like roll cage, and it has the battery cable attached to it. So I'm gonna cut all these zip ties off and then hack the bar out.
Fixed.
That pipe is designed to run the fuel line all the way through it. What I'm gonna do is put a bolt in this end and then pull the fuel line all the way out the other end. All right, go for it.
All right. Hey, we made it. Look at that.
Now we can cut the pipe out. Okay, we cut that bar out. I think the next thing we have to do is jack the car up because there's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to happen there. Raising the suspension, fixing the wheels and tires. All right, what I'm gonna do here is fix the alignment. Right now, it's set up for circle track racing, which means that the camber on this side is way in like this, because when they turn left and throw the weight this way and flex the suspension this way, it takes the tire from here and sets it up straight so it's got more traction on the ground. There's cam bolts. Right now, they're set so the upper control arm is all the way inboard, which tips that wheel in. I'm gonna set them up so that hopefully it's straight up and down. These are welded. No. Maybe it's like a Freiburger weld and I can just break it. Aha. Aha. Broke right off. Perfect. The torsion bars are like the spring for the front suspension of these Mopars. It's not a coil spring or anything, and you preload them, and that preload raises or lowers the car. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's all the way. I gotta put the wheels back on.
Oh yeah, she's four-wheel now.
I got this tire pretty good.
This one's either turned left or towed out.
The toe's gonna change radically with the adjustment on the control arm. Okay, that sits way better actually. As predicted, I gotta pick the thing up again. I didn't get the camber adjustment right, so they're both in like this. So it's gonna be a little fiddling back and forth. When you're adjusting the camber, you always have to do the toe afterwards because the camber adjustment is gonna affect the toe. Now what do we got? Ooh, this one looks mint.
They're both towed in.
Yeah.
They both got negative camber. It's a race car.
It is.
Oh, look at all that success.
There is a battery bracket on the passenger floor, so I'm gonna go under here and scrape all the mud off because we think it's held on with nuts and bolts. Getting close. Off.
That can't hurt us anymore.
Here we go. We're going to the desert, so I got beefy tires for this thing. The rears are way better than the fronts, but they're all that I could get that would fit. Let's see, this is a Yokohama Geolander AT, and it's a 205 70/15. And it won't even go over the hub. This is the wrong wheel. That looks like small bolt pattern. We're going to the desert. So I got the total wrong wheel for the front. See, this thing has large bolt pattern Mopar on the front, small bolt pattern on the back, and I completely screwed it up because I got the big bolt pattern on the back and the small on the front. This, by the way, is my rear tire that will eventually fit. Let's see. Okay, that fits. Whoa, this is gonna be great. Man, we might be shopping for some new 215s for this thing, for the back.
So right now, climbing in the car, gonna wire up taillights. And when I say taillights, I mean a brake light. Ready?
Uh-huh. Aha! All right, we're set. All we have to do is magnet these to the trunk and we're done.
And no smoke.
We've sort of run out of things to do if we don't have parts, and so what we're gonna do is create our Lexan window, but we're not gonna install it because we still need to like reach into seats and seat belts and stuff like that. I think last thing for the night, I'm gonna finish up this fuel line here, and then we'll be good to go for tomorrow. Done. Let's get out of here.
Another one. Look at that. Look how protective first day was. Look at that.
It really was. That's better than our average. Tomorrow we've got wheels and tires, the seat and belts, and put the window in. Oh, and the header.
We both said it at the same time. I think that means we have to do it.
We need to put a passenger seat in this thing because it doesn't have it, and we have new meats, which look really good. Oh, they put white letter out. Ah, I hate white letter out. So this is a Yokohama 205 7015. So that's gonna be the front, and then I got some real meaty stuff for the back. Wait for it. Someone roadkilled this thing bad.
Right now, what I'm doing is taking our new Pro Car rally seats and installing sliding tracks, you know, for comfort.
This is great. They have white wall out on one side, but not on the other. I had mentioned earlier that this tire fell off at the rally school because it had like a hinky adapter on it, and it no longer does. I called Dulcich, and I had forgotten that we removed that there at the school, so that's why this is now working perfectly, but this is not. Here we go, rear tires. You remember this aggressive tire right here that we put on at the rally school? It's nice and meaty. It's a 27 by 9 50/15. The problem with it is it's actually a side-by-side tire, and I don't trust it on the highway, and it's too small. So what we're going to do is install this BFG mud terrain. Now, the advantage of this wheel and tire is that it's way heavier and more guaranteed to break the Weenie 7 1/4 rear axle. It's also much taller. This is a 215 75/15, and I got it on these new wheels, and they have a 5-on-4-inch bolt pattern, so you can bolt them onto a Mopar A body, which typically came from the factory with that small 5-on-4-inch pattern. Let's see. There we go. Will it fit? Yes. All right, done.
Here we go. Seat install. 2 pieces, 2 parts. Sliders bolted to the seat, adapter laid gently on the floor. Then I'm gonna bolt the 2 pieces together to the floor and hope that when I pull the lever, this seat just glides to where it wants to be.
Worked perfectly.
Boom.
Yep. How's it feel? Head really too close to the roof?
A little towel.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. We test fit the seat and then put your head right up against the roof. And so I'm gonna drop this bracket to lower it, and Finnegan's putting the seat belts in.
Seat belts are done. Totally safe. Boom. Sign of quality right here. Ready? Safety. Let's go. The thing about this windshield that I didn't notice before is that I don't think it's Lexan. It might actually be plexiglass.
Nearing the end.
You want the good news or the bad news?
What?
The good news is this fits perfect. The bad news is just cracked.
It's kind of what I was worried about. That's why it was melty and stinky and shardy.
We need actual Lexan.
Yeah.
But the really good news is now we have a really good template. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Look, brand new windshield. This one not only fits, it doesn't shatter because this is polycarbonate, not acrylic. So we'll just get this all buttoned up and then pretty much we're ready to road test tomorrow.
Happy morning. We've got everything done, including ignoring the header being open, and it's super loud. So we got earplugs in. We're gonna go take a test drive, see if we can live with it. Oh, we also got the communications headphones out of his off-road truck, so hopefully we'll be able to talk to each other. Do you got comms?
I gotta turn the car on, I think, first. I can hear you. Oh, I heard you. Ignition. I'm still really close to the roof. It's loud, it's kind of fuming. Yeah, covering the floor of the firewall might be a good idea. Yeah.
Oh, wow, it spun the tires. Or one tire.
Better than breaking the rear end.
That's why I cut off it. All right, so did we decide to go tape up the floor in the firewall and hit the road?
I feel like that's a solid plan.
Okay.
A lot of effort on our part. Half a mile, U-turn, gonna be on your left. We live.
I didn't need to see this from the long view because this camber is now horrible.
One problem at a time. Let's fix your seat.
And we'll fix the flat tire that got eaten up by the alignment later.
I feel like somehow this adds something.
This is gonna be like horseshoes. Got it.
Winning at life.
All right, let's see. This thing is supposed to tuck in. Here's your T-Rex tape.
This is a floor mat. This is part of a 4-piece floor mat collection. It is now going to become a shift boot because we don't have one.
I got my seat cover, I got my pad. Hopefully it keeps me from sinking in. I also have the roll of paper towels, which, by the way, is an infinitely adjustable lumbar support. So I'll try that out on the road. My new seat is way better.
I actually smell it more now than I did before.
I'm wondering what we're doing here.
That's for doing Rockfords. Left hand or right hand.
Oh, I see. It's like a necker knob.
Yeah.
You're breathing pretty good. Could be worse. Race car. Oh, yeah. I learned to drive a stick in a 318-71 Duster with this same type of 3-speed transmission.
Ah, we're full circle now. I learned in a 4-speed 76 Camaro.
Your first car?
Yeah.
And that's 27 miles in city traffic. All right, your turn?
Sure.
The seat's killing me.
You look like you're in pain.
This drives like it has zero caster or maybe even leaning forward.
Like the off-road truck, just
Yeah,
a lot of this.
kinda.
Okay.
Yeah, it just, like going over bumps, it wants to kind of do this, do that. Other than that, it's all right.
I'm in.
Okay. We're trying to make it all the way up to the desert tonight, and so we probably have another 60 miles to go.
Actually, drive's okay. That's good.
Oh, wow. Ah. All right, so that was the leg where we gave up on the headphones and resorted to screaming. It's really not that bad. We stopped basically because we don't have headlights. Am I screaming? I think I might have been screaming. Turns out we went like 130 miles today.
We did?
Yeah.
Felt like so much further.
It did. Yeah, so we're gonna call it for the night and be back at it tomorrow, and I think maybe some action that doesn't involve the freeway. That would be great.
Yeah, some dirt would be good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Good morning from 38 degrees. We made it here to lovely Lancaster, California last night in the Duster. Here's information I gleaned last night. So, you know how I did alignment in the shop, but then it still looks like this? So I asked Birdsong what's going on with this because I got the adjustment all the way out. He said something all about using a B-body spindle with an A-body control arm, and all I really heard was, it's not my fault and it's not getting any better. It's cold.
Sure.
You're making me drive, aren't you?
No, I'll drive.
Really?
Sure.
Okay.
I just want to watch you try to get through the window with that wrapped around your waist.
Well, right now it's clipped with a knife and it's not really functional. So we're gonna have Finnegan zip tie this to me. Go for it.
Is this awkward? Yeah?
I got it.
Is that enough?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Go ahead. You got
Thanks.
this. Oh, look at that.
Okay, let's go. You can see why I put the slit over here because, boom.
Thank God we got the steering wheel cover. It's chilly today. I hate for my fingers to stick to the wheel.
Yeah, they have those new heated steering wheels and stuff. Here's a tech tip for those of you with tinnitus, like I've got really badly. The typical yellow ones are soft foam. You want to get the really dense foam. They have, I think, 31 to 33 decibel reduction. They're actually better than a headphone. We made it here to Jawbone Canyon, which is like north whatever of Mojave, California. It's an off-road vehicle recreation area. And the producers have styled us with the Vette Kart. Sitting here, just waiting for me to drive it because I've never driven this thing ever since you guys turned it into an off-road vehicle.
Oh, don't think of it just as an off-road vehicle. This, my friends, is the Swiss Army knife of hot rod vehicles. On-road, off-road, dirt, sand, probably even water, I don't know. That's how good this thing is. It was originally a 1984 Chevrolet Corvette, that's right, a C4, and we completely cut it up and turned it into like a man cart. Basically stripped all the body off this thing, and we had a lot of fun with it. Right up until the point we tried to drive it on two wheels, flipped it on its roof, and it was pretty well trashed at that point. This is its probably peak form right now. It has long travel, hand-built suspension, coilover shocks in the back, a Ford 9-inch rear, knobby tires. It still has the small block and the Doug Nash 4+3 manual gearbox, which makes it an adventure to drive and find third gear at all times. But it rules. It's not unbreakable, but you can beat it like it owes you money.
I want to drive it. So let's go blast around Jawbone Canyon.
Want to church up the steering wheel a little?
Oh, wow. All right, unfortunately, this is loose on the wheel and I can't steer with my new guantes. So you're just gonna have to handle that.
It's a neck brace. And we're off. This is gonna be chilly with no windshield.
Second gear, third gear.
It rides so much better than before.
We don't want to do that. That would be bad.
Uh-oh. Hope you have the keys.
They fell on the ground, didn't they?
They fell somewhere. Hopefully not down the hole for the shifter. I got mud butt. Thanks.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Once you just give into it and accept that your friend's gonna get you no matter what, there's a lot of freedom in that.
So here's my review, having never driven the Vette Kart in this configuration before. It's still a riot, but as Finnegan said a couple times, it's still a Corvette. It doesn't have that much travel, but given that it doesn't have travel, it actually has really good traction. We were doing some pretty good hill climbs. I chickened out on the biggest one, but man, it's fun because the hardest thing to do in this thing is keep it straight. It's so short, has so much power, spins the tires. They put a steering slowing thing on it, but still, you're just chasing it the whole time you're on it. I'm gonna regret it the rest of the day, but it was fun.
So, question for you. I know you wanted to go to a mine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather fix the shifter?
Well,
since we only have a gear and a half. Well, there's a portion of the key.
it has half the key.
Okay, hold on.
Don't drop it. Oh, it's like operation. You got it.
Look at that. Now you can start the car again.
Yeah, as an added bonus, we now have the key.
You put that half on a necklace, I'll put this half on a necklace. Bonded forever, rest of our lives.
There you go. Let's see if we have gears now.
Try it.
Oh! Fixed.
Fixed. I guess we're going to a mine.
All right, now we're gonna go drive over to this really cool pumice mine that I've been to before. I think Finnegan's really gonna like it. It's very different looking. Well, I was super happy to have a shot at the Vette Kart on dirt. Now I'm gonna have to drive it on the highway while Finnegan's in the duster. And I'm not that sure I'm super thrilled about this part. It's gonna be cold. It's windy and I'm getting sandblasted. I'm freezing, but I'm getting dry. Oh, just got hit by a rock. Finally we're here. This car's just too fun. Wow, this is pretty nice now. All of a sudden, for some reason, it's warmer. I like driving this car off-road a lot. We're skating through the dirt. Having so much fun in this thing right now. I love driving muscle cars on dirt. Woohoo! Oh! Oh, whoopsie-doos, whoopsie-doos. We're almost there. This part's rougher and rockier than I remembered. There it is. This is going to be a pumice mine. Wait till you see the inside of it. It is all pure white. It is crazy. Whoa. Isn't it crazy?
I feel like I'm in Star Wars.
Look at that. It goes to the bottom of the earth. All the way.
I think that goes to the 10th level of hell.
Isn't it neat? It's pumice. Isn't it wild? And there's just all these side vents and tunnels and...
Did you hear that?
What was that?
What is that down there? Dude, this is the inside of Space Mountain at Disneyland, bro.
We made it here. I brought Finnegan for his very first time to the Dutch Cleanser Mine. This is a pumice mine. It's all white, it's crazy. This is public land. You can come here, but you will die. Can I have the Vette Kart when you die?
Can I have the Super Bee?
That was super cool, right? Finnegan already escaped to the warmth.
That's right.
I'm gonna freeze to death and get in the Vette Kart, and we're gonna head off into the desert darkness and come back tomorrow for the really big show. We've had some fun four-wheeling on these things. Don't break it on the way out, okay?
Today was amazing, but no promises.
We made it to Bar B's Ranch in the vacation paradise of California City, California. I was gonna say this is gonna be the best day yet, but I had a blast yesterday, full-on riot. But we're gonna have an even bigger deal today, because as you may have noticed by now, we've got a third player, Chris Birdsong.
Hey.
So here's what we're gonna do. We've got a racetrack going on here at Bar B's Ranch. Off-road, lots of mud, lots of ruts, lots of turns. We're gonna have a shootout between these two cars. I will be the impartial judge with a stopwatch. You're gonna drive the Vette Kart.
Okay.
You're gonna drive the car that you built. If you win, you're taking the Duster back home.
Oh, you are so not making it back to the pits.
You want the car that much?
Oh, I'm taking it.
Yep.
I was wondering why you said bring an empty trailer.
Now you know. Which, by the way, he towed out here with a 69 Charger RT 440 with a tunnel ramp. So yeah, you gotta run for the number. It's gonna be strictly off the clock. So you guys have to decide who's going first.
I'm going first.
You are?
Yeah.
All right, that means you'll have a number to beat.
All right.
Yep.
So this is actually a pretty good surprise for me. All I was told was to show up with an empty trailer and a helmet. So I didn't know what they were gonna have me drive, but then knowing that I had the chance of taking this home, I am going to. And I'm gonna full send this thing just to make sure I take it back.
Bar B's Ranch is 50 acres. We've got 10 acres right here of winding up and down rutted desert roads with a whole bunch of brush off to the sides. Not only that, but there's mud in a whole bunch of corners, and the concern there is gonna be you're gonna come into the corner hot with the wheel turned, and you are gonna plow straight off the edge. And what's about to happen is that Finnegan is gonna tear up the course bad because he's going first, and the Duster with Birdsong's going second. Are you ready to go?
Got it.
Right now, he's theoretically on a warm-up lap just to sort of learn the track, figure out what he wants to do. I did start timing it just in case it's his best lap, as happens sometimes.
Oh, it's a little tail happy now. This is so fun.
It's his first race lap. Boom.
Oh, no! You're doing great, Finnegan. Keep going.
Oh, no. Oh, I just blew my whole lap. Okay, so this lap is junk.
You think he's got a massive advantage, but I think the Duster is actually good for this.
The one tire fire might come in handy in not looping it.
It could be.
Come on, car. Not a lot of traction.
What's going on? I think he might be gifting you the car.
Come on, car. Keep it together. Oh, no. I cannot see at all.
He doesn't have a helmet with tear-offs. I wonder if he can even see.
Oh, you think that's the problem?
It could be. Maybe he was wiping it.
Okay, got through the mud pit that time, which is nice. Got around that corner pretty good.
You know what's interesting is that last one was 1 minute 56:18. It was 6 seconds slower. It doesn't seem like it's getting better from here, does it?
No.
Oh no, oh no. Off the track. Oh God, that's not good. That was not a good corner at all. That corner is messy, and it's just gonna keep getting worse. Oh no. Oh my God.
Doesn't it sound like it's burbling? I mean, it's got EFI.
Come on, car.
It's running terrible. I think the ignition got wet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he's really not sending it, or like even the RPM's not going anywhere.
Come on, car. The EFI is unhappy, and I've thrown away this lap.
Yeah, he's already at 1 minute 40.
Let's go. Come on. Make it clean. Come on. Oh, come on, car. Come on, car. Come on, car.
Okay, that was his best lap, 1 minute 48. Oh, listen to it running at RPM. What's the deal? So Finnegan did run 5 laps. His best one was 1 minute 48.22 seconds. What happened? The whole time that it ran really poorly.
I accidentally hit the battery cutoff, which doesn't actually shut the whole thing off, but I think it was unhappy with that because I think that's on the ground side.
Oh, and so it kept running on the alternator, but with not enough voltage to make the EFI happy.
Yeah, it did not want to rev, which is fine because, to be honest, it's so slippery out there that, you know, more power wasn't going to help me.
Well, that wasn't as glorious as the Vette Kart action from yesterday, but I guess Finn had fun. That's all that matters, other than the fact that we might still lose the Duster to Birdsong. You ready to run?
I'll make up the difference.
Okay, may the furry be with you. Here. You were 148.22.
Okay.
And on your practice lap, you were 150 flat. So I'm timing his practice lap, just like yours. Oh, he's already sportier.
That car works, dude.
He's way more aggressive.
That car works. He's actually got traction.
Uh-huh. And he's actually a really good dirt track driver. Not his valve springs.
Does not care. Does not care. That is rough.
Interestingly, that was only 156.9. Actually slower than Finnegan's warm-up lap.
What if he doesn't want the car?
Oh, plot twist. Maybe he's just trying to wreck it, and then we have to take it home and deal with it.
Yeah, it sounds like a man who does not care about the motor and doesn't want it in his living room.
What if he's overdriving it for show, as he is prone to do?
Maybe he's just leaving it in first the whole time so it blows up and we have to take it home. Because a DNF is a loss. Unless we change the rules right here, right now.
Which we can do.
Yes.
He's not here.
DNF equals first?
Yeah, okay.
Got it. Oh, man.
That was 152 and change. He's got to pick up 4 seconds to beat you. And he might be. He's at least putting on a better show.
Dude, I'm telling you. First gear when you hate your motor. If you hate your neighbors, you hate your motor, you just leave it in first gear and put your foot to the floor.
It is slowing down. You lose, you keep the car, I'm keeping the engine.
Oh, okay.
And he has to remove it for me.
Okay, that's fair.
Wow, that was 0.3 of a second slower than his last lap. It was another 152. So he's run 156.9, 152.45, 152.75.
Okay, you lose, remove the motor, hand deliver it to David.
Right.
You keep the car.
That's it.
That seems fair. I like this.
I think you blew up the rear end.
Ah, dang it. This thing is so much fun.
I think it stopped moving.
I broke it. I hope it's not a drive shaft. Aha, I didn't break the drive shaft. Win, I didn't break it. The rear end blew up.
I knew it. I forecasted that for like days. So the question is, how do you think you did in your first 3 laps versus the Vette Kart?
It was a lot of RPM, but it was like all wheel spin. So I don't know, through the corners, it kind of stuck pretty good. Like it surprised me how well it stuck. I would just send it in, it would hit a cushion and just start turning. So I knew I had to just like throw it in harder than slowing down. But I don't know, I'm gonna think Finnegan got me by like 4 seconds.
Nailed it. He went 148, you went 152.
I should take it just because I guessed good.
You lose.
Ah.
But here's how it's gonna play. You still get to keep the car, but you gotta remove the engine and deliver it to me to put in the red Duster at Dulcich's place.
If I won, does that mean I would have got to keep the engine?
Yes.
It's like a win-lose, but it's still win.
No, it's a lose-lose, but I win.
Yeah.
And that's what's important. Actually, everyone wins. Finnegan won the race, Birdsong won the Duster, I won the engine, and you win this free bit of life coaching from Roadkill. Just go buy an old dirt track car, or grab a Corvette and whack the body off the thing, or scheme your own automotive concoction and then use it to blast your buddies with mud or snow or rubber or chunks or whatever. Just lower your standards, raise your fun days like we do every time on Roadkill. This time on Roadkill, we're driving my '39 Ford a quarter way across the country to look at a project car that you don't want to miss.
This time on Roadkill!
It's a muscle truck showdown at Holly LS Fest West, and I win!
I summoned you, please come to me. Don't bury thoughts that you really want. I fill you up, drink from my cup. Within my life's what you really want. Come, lay me down, 'cause you know this, 'cause you know this sound. In the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, just call my name, I'm yours to take. In the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, I'm wide awake, I crave your taste all night long, till morning comes, I'm getting what is mine, you gon' get your son, oh, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, oh. These burning flames, these crashing waves wash over me like a hurricane. I captivate, you're hypnotized, feel powerful, but it's me again. Come, let me down, 'cause I know this, 'cause I know this sound. In the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, just call my name, I'm yours to take. In the middle of the night,
Here's what's supposed to happen in this episode, but you never know. We want to take our very first trip to Holley's LS Fest West in Las Vegas, and we're taking Finnegan's 67 Chevy truck.
I'm so excited about this because we're going to experience the truck together, because the truth is I've owned it since 2007. It's got about 400 miles on it. Like, I legit haven't driven this truck anywhere. I don't think I've ever washed it, and it was thrown together in a week at my house, and me and you now get to go to Vegas.
Great. Yeah. I've seen 200-mile-an-hour burnouts. Can we do that?
Oh, once.
Oh, they have a burnout pit at LS Fest. They have burnout pit, autocross, drag racing, all of that.
I want to do all of that.
Me too. So show me this thing.
So this is my 1967 Chevrolet C10 pickup. It is a factory small window short bed truck. I bought this from a farmer in St. Helena, California, way back in 2007 when I was the editor of Sport Truck Magazine. I spent about a year with my friends building it, and eventually I ran out of money and ended up having to sell this to a friend of mine. 10 years later, I run into that same friend at a car show. He tells me he has the truck, he hasn't driven it, it's been sitting under a car cover the whole time, and I was able to buy it back without any of the drivetrain in it. Then I spent about a week and a half with all my friends throwing this entire truck together with an LT4 Chevy crate engine, a 6XD sequential gearbox. We took out all the airbags, changed it over to hydro shocks. We blew up the clutch like the next day doing 6-gear burnouts, and it's never been on a proper road trip. So right now, Freiburger and I, we're gonna take this thing around the block, find out all the last minute things that are still wrong or not tight. We're gonna drive it all the way to Vegas for LS Fest, where we're gonna do burnouts, we're gonna go racing, we're gonna have as much fun as we can to find out, does it work, and is it gonna catch on fire? All right, so these are suspension, up and down. So it's slower than airbags, but there's only one battery. The battery that starts the truck is the battery that runs the suspension.
Is this gonna ride like a mini truck?
No, it rides great.
Is it a triple disc clutch?
No, it's a twin, but I blew it up a few weeks ago, put a brand new one in. We didn't have a flywheel for it, so we just DA'd the flywheel and stuck the new clutch on it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to be gentle because, I mean, you know what happens. Yeah, the brakes are awful. Like, that's all of it right there. That needs looking at. And I think it's because we have the wrong master cylinder.
Do you have to use the clutch to shift?
You shouldn't have to, right? They make a box for this thing. This shifter has a strain gauge built into it.
Yeah.
And there's a box. Hello. There's a box that goes in between the coils in the ECU, interrupts the ignition when you pull the shifter.
Yeah.
I don't have it installed. So I'm clutching it, but you can just flip the throttle and grab it, and it'll do it without the clutch. It's kind of like the transmission in Blasphemy, but a lot easier to drive around town.
Okay, brakes first.
Brakes first. Needs to go back in the shop, for sure. It's uncomfortably close, my head, to the ceiling, and the brakes are almost non-existent. So we're gonna pull it back in here and do some work and then leave for Vegas, but also get doors on the way. Because these stupid doors not only don't have door handles, there's no mirrors, it's really dangerous. So on the way, I'd like to go get doors.
Yeah, they're bad.
They suck.
All right, I'll pull you in.
First thing we have to do is take the seat out of the truck. I know that sounds weird. However, the master cylinder for the front brakes, the rear brakes, and the clutch pedal are all behind the dash. So this is just gonna get way easier to take the seats out. And then once they're out, I'll talk Dave into helping me lower them. All right, it's not so bad.
Yeah, it just barely squeaked.
Now, I'm gonna take the cluster out. Unfortunately, when I put that pedal setup in there, the dash was not in the truck. This has a Willwood underdash pedal setup. These are 1 1/8" bore master cylinders. One for the front brakes, one for the rear, one for the clutch pedal. All of it is too big for the system that I have. By reducing the size of these, when I step on the brakes, it's going to increase the amount of pressure going to the brakes, and so it's gonna stop better, but this is gonna be a pain in the butt, beyond the fact that you're feeling the reservoirs behind the dashboard. So we have all this fluid here that we need to get out and get this out and replace everything. And yeah, that's why I took the seat out of the truck, why the dash has to come apart. It's gonna be fun.
While he's doing that, let me show you kind of how the master cylinder setup on this thing works. There's two masters, a front and a rear. And you've got a push rod coming out of both of them, just like you would on a regular master cylinder. And then you have here what's called a balance bar. And then your pedal is pressing on a bearing in the middle of that balance bar. So this is what it looks like when it's at rest. Because we have the front brake push rod longer than we do the rear brake push rod. When you step on the pedal, the balance bar is going to even out like this. Therefore, the push rod will go deeper into the front master cylinder than it does into the rear. And what that does is it's going to initiate pressure sooner on the front. It's also going to displace more volume on the front. And basically what that's doing is balancing your front and rear brakes. You want the front to activate a little bit before the rear. Think of it on your conventional car about how you might use an adjustable proportioning valve and you want the front to hit just a little bit sooner than the rear. This is sort of the race cool guy way to do that.
Well, there's part of our problem. Okay, see that in there? That is a really, really small piston. Our new caliper, really, really big piston, so this is gonna have way more clamping force for the same pressure. These are actually rear brake calipers, and how they ended up on the front of my truck, I have no idea. I'm gonna blame myself. I own the truck. Clearly, it's my fault, but this is gonna help a lot.
Now we have all four brake hoses loose, and we're gonna try and pump all the fluid through the system so that we don't have to gush brake fluid everywhere underneath Mike's dash when we take the master cylinder out. We were thinking about just squirting one end at a time, but here's the deal. Let's say you only disconnected the front, you've got this balance bar situation, and you pump all of this fluid out, and so there's none in here, but the rear still has fluid and therefore is still making pressure. That means there's no pressure happening on this push rod and there's pressure here, so that balance bar is gonna get all cattywampus and it's not gonna push all the fluid out of the other master cylinder. So what we're hoping we can do is sort of out of all four at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna start pushing fluid through. Is it doing the... It's not squirting? Well, no wonder you don't have brakes. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna start pushing fluid through. It's sucking air back. I need to squirt it and leave it down for a second.
It's coming out.
Our goal is to get the master cylinders out, and that means we've got to take the steering column out in order to get to them. Next up, those little white reservoirs are coming off. Aha. It came out remarkably clean. I didn't get any fluid everywhere. Now, this whole Cingolini should come out of here. There we go.
See, that wasn't so bad. We just had to take out the gauges, the steering column. You know, no big deal.
Watch the drippage. That could have been worse. Could have been a lot better.
So for the last 10 minutes, we've been telling you all about this magical pedal assembly that has 3 master cylinders on it, and this is it right here. We finally got it out of the truck. We have the ones for the brakes, but not the clutch. Should be here tomorrow. Ideally, you would bench bleed these, which is essentially purging the air out of each one by filling it with fluid and then slowly stroking the pedal the full length of the chamber, because once it's in the car, the pedal won't stroke the whole way. It will not get all the air out of here. The issue is, if you put these reservoirs on top of here, this won't go back in the show truck. We need to devise a way to bench bleed it out here, take the reservoirs off, get it back in there without spilling any fluid, or we lose the shop.
We're still waiting on parts for the brake stuff, so we're trying to move ahead with that, and we're dealing with the seats. The whole floor in this thing, or at least the tunnel, is moved up, so the seat bracket can't go down far enough. So we're gonna modify it to make that work.
Like in a stock truck, this would be fine. Your head wouldn't be anywhere near the roof. In my truck, not so much. These are are just pieces of C-channel aluminum that I welded a plate to the bottom.
Out driver's side. So this is out driver's side. We're gonna test fit it in the truck, get it where we want it, bolt these on, which will basically lock down the adjuster so it can't be moved. But who would ever want to move the seat up in this thing?
Yeah, I don't need less legroom, I need more legroom. Oh, that's pretty good. I'll be able to see the gauge. Yeah, this is good.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, the seats are in and done. While we were doing that, our clutch master cylinder showed up, so we can install that on the pedal assembly so that Finnegan can put the pedals back in the truck.
Good news, I have everything I need to bleed the master cylinders, and the key are these radiator bypass caps. I'm gonna use them to cover up the reservoir right here. I'm gonna fill this here, bleed it here on the bench, then I'm gonna remove this, cap it, and I believe if I cap it, I can keep the level of fluid above the top of the piston area, keep air out of it, put the whole thing in the car, pull my rubber cap back off, put the reservoir back on, fill the reservoir, connect the line without essentially breaking the seal, putting air in the system. All right, one down. Now lift that up. I'm trying to bend it over because it's gonna.
Woo!
Move this away, and it should not have air in it. Oh no! Oh no! Ah! Dave. Oh no! Oh no! The cap came off. But we didn't lose the fluid. How about a zip tie around the thing, right over the top? It won't slip off. Or a zip tie around the circumference.
It's giving me anxiety.
Boom.
Got it?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Want to see a less than ideal position for driving? My foot's on the gas. This is where the clutch pedal is now. Slight miscalculation with where it needed to be adjusted. The problem is we have to remove the whole thing to adjust it. The pedals are way too close to the dash. We needed them to go this way towards the firewall so that you're not driving with your knees in your chest.
To adjust the pedal position, we have to shorten the rods that activate all these master cylinders.
All right, let's try again.
That's looking promising.
Look, I could see this probably getting into the steering wheel. It seems like it's still too far out there.
To shorten it, we'll have to cut that rod.
Okay.
All right, we're taking this all apart again because the pedal height wasn't right. And to adjust that, you have to adjust the length of these rods. And the rods are now bottomed out, so we need to cut ½ an inch off each one of them and put it all back together. You can sense the joy in my voice. It's a party now.
Oh yeah, much better.
We're finally assembling it for the final time again. The real trick here is going to be getting fluid in that thing. Yay. Wow, that is a win. We're gonna bleed the brakes now, and it's a little bit different with the dual master cylinder than it is when you normally see us bleed brakes. Typically, we will bleed the rear brakes and then move on to the front. In this case, we need to do side to side. And so you'll see Mike on the front and Mason at the back. They both need to work the bleeder screws at the same time. Willwood calls it a 3-man bleed.
All right, down.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and down.
Lots of air. Closing. A lot of bubbles. So brakes are bled completely. I'm stoked.
Steering column back in.
I'm really glad the brakes didn't work because when we took the column out the first time, I noticed there were no bolts holding it together. We get to live now and have brakes. All we have left to do is install the gauges and then put the truck up in the air and nut and bolt check the entire thing because it was assembled in a week. Done. Truck can go in the air now. first, we need to go over the truck from front to back, make sure nothing's gonna fall off. Second, this is where all the action is. The bottom side of this truck is awesome. This is the beautiful part. This is a billet sequential manual gearbox from 6XD. It is race car stuff for the street, and it's incredible. And it's very small and compact and light, and it's shifting nirvana. This is all the original chassis that we made in '06. We now have Mittler Brothers hydro shocks at the front and the rear. The airbags are gone. We added a mandrel bent stainless steel exhaust here that wasn't before. So here is exactly why we need to look under this truck. This is the wiring harness for the O2 sensor that is melted to the header because it wasn't routed well. It's just laying on there. We're just gonna disconnect it. We're gonna move it, employ some zip ties strategically, and it'll be fine after that. Oh yeah, so much better. Let's try the brakes.
Whoa!
We have brakes.
Wow!
Yeah, we
have brakes.
And the clutch, like butter.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Clutch is amazing now.
I feel you should play the music of our people.
I concur. I love that noise.
Have you ever driven it on the highway?
Briefly.
Yeah? How about traffic?
Nope.
You're gonna get to.
Let's see. I got fuel pressures. I got boostesses. I got waters. I got oils.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yes, it was. Yay, Los Angeles. This is why people don't drive cars with stick shifts anymore.
Yeah. All right, that was different. What just happened? It's like it ran away like a diesel.
Yeah, the throttle just, like...
Stuck open.
Stuck. Okay.
I don't like the unpredictability of that.
That is weird. It's like the drive-by-wire pedal just said, hello.
I would stay well back from people.
It wasn't wide open. It was like part throttle. There are so many people here, and they're all driving stock cars. I mean, yeah, their throttles aren't sticking, but are they really living? Ah, it's doing it again.
Doing it again?
Yep. Yeah, look, it says TPS error. It's doing it right now. And see the position?
That's it. It doesn't know.
It's got to be that wiring. Yeah, they told me it's a safety built into it. When it loses voltage, it just shuts off.
It cruises.
It cruises. We just drove 80 miles from our tech center in El Segundo to here in Lancaster, California for a very good reason. I need doors for this thing. I made a post on the internet. A cool guy named Johnny, who lives here and has that sweet Nova, responded and said, I have actually 2 sets of doors to choose from, and I'm about to trade him, I think, a hoodie and a hat.
Oh, they're even the right color.
One of them is. This has got glass in it, Freiburger.
Yeah, that has glass. This one, the glass is broken.
Yep.
Dude, this is good. It's got a vent window. It's got a side window. Can I be greedy? Do you have keys to the door? That would be awesome. This will work. And you're down to trade?
Yeah.
All right, cool. No backseats though.
Cheapest doors ever.
That's mine.
This is awesome. I wanted doors for so long. Finally. Thank you, I appreciate it. Good to meet you, Austin. Thank you. Hotel and beer?
Yeah. All right, that was super cool.
I feel like celebrating. I have a line lock. Want to see it?
You're gonna set her down on the ground?
Yeah. We should leave before the neighbors kill us.
Probably.
New day, new parking lot, new doors. I'm excited about that.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Doors freed.
Okay. You want to work the jack and I'll hold the door? There we go. All right.
The thing about this aftermarket door panel is that it's way larger than anything that ever came on these trucks. These only had a door panel this big, not the full door. So it's super custom.
Yeah. Here's a tip for you guys. The door hardware holding the regulator, the door lock, and the door latch into C10 doors is notorious for seizing up and getting stuck. So the key here is to get a screwdriver that has a hex built into the shaft. And so I'm gonna clamp that on there. I'm gonna push on the end of the screwdriver while turning it with this. Yeah. Undone.
Ta-da!
Go. Next step, we now need to temporarily hang our gutted door because it doesn't have a mirror. I bought mirrors, so we're gonna hang the door in there. I'm gonna get in the driver's seat. Dave's gonna hold the mirror somewhere on the door where I can actually use it and it looks cool. Can you tilt it up? I can't see the bed sides. Can you go in more?
Well, remember the door's not shut all the way, but right now it's as far in as it'll go. Well, we mocked the doors so that we could mock the rear view mirrors so that we could install those before we put all the guts into the door, but then the rear view mirrors were wrong. So now we're unhanging the door and going back to installing guts. Wow, that was awesome. I'm so impressed.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna be back and forth helping him with this job, but I'm also restoring the other door that hopefully we don't have to take apart. Just gonna lube it all up and like make it work. I'm so proud of myself. The latch mechanism on the driver's side used door was completely rusted solid, and I just fiddled and smacked it and lubed it, and all of a sudden, everything works like a genius.
Apparently we're going to Death Valley, where it's gonna be even hotter. And then we'll probably want to take the doors off because although my truck has air conditioning, of course, it ain't charged.
Does it go down there? Or does it go uphill?
I know it doesn't look like we are done, but we are, in fact, finished assembling both the driver and passenger door. We're just not gonna put them on right now because it's blazing hot out here. So we're gonna once again strap them into the bed, but not before Freiburger signs his handiwork because he expertly reassembled that door, lubing all the critical components so the window goes up and down smooth. The vent window works, the door locks work. He's a man that knows what to do with lube. And before we leave, we're gonna autograph that door because that one is completely empty and useless to me. We're gonna let some fans have it.
Cool.
All right.
Ready?
Let's do this.
I may actually wear the shoulder harness now.
This is a survive the heat thing. The breeze is nice. I like it without the doors. It's good. This is nice. Man, I feel great. We're gonna make it.
We're doing Las Vegas the hard way. From LA, we took Highway 14 north to 395, which is an awesome scenic corridor. And tonight we're gonna stay in Lone Pine, and we're right outside of Lone Pine, what's called the Alabama Hills, where they've made Western movies since the earliest possible 20s. Like hundreds, if not thousands of movies have been shot in the rock formations around here. And we're in the shadow of Mount Whitney, which is the highest peak in the continental United States. So we're that good. And tomorrow, I think up to Bishop and hang a right across Death Valley and into Las Vegas.
Well, let's go there then.
Yeah, let's go there. I love this truck. I don't need to own it, but I do love it.
So how tall is this mountain that I can't see because the sun is blinding me?
14,505.
Wow. That does not look that tall.
No. Well, that was cool. This was a great day, actually. Yeah. I really liked the no doors. Oh, yeah.
Well, we made it to our hotel, and we have doors with perfectly good door locks, so we're gonna install those doors. So far, so good. There you go. That looks good.
All right, we got to get the doors on this thing. The problem is we want to lock it up tonight, and we found out there's a problem getting them to align, and they have to be on there for racing at LS Fest, and so we have no choice but to get the doors right. That's not going to happen tonight because it's getting dark. We're getting mosquito bitten, so that's all going to happen tomorrow morning. And by the way, tomorrow we also have to drive all the way through Death Valley and get to Las Vegas for LS Fest on Saturday.
Where it's really hot, and we'd like to make that drive without the doors. That'll work for tonight.
That door match is good.
Right? I don't want to take it off, but when it's 101, I won't want it on there either.
Oh, you can leave that one on. I'm taking mine off.
No. We need all the flow for Death Valley.
I didn't tell you this, but I was at a dive bar last night and ran into a biker who said he just rode through yesterday and it was 120 degrees.
120?
120. We're taking the doors off and we're gonna get to Vegas as quickly as we can because if we wait longer, it's gonna be even hotter. And once we get there, we're gonna have to jam and get these doors adjusted and on there so that we can race on Saturday.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
Death Valley, 104 miles.
Oh, it's nice out.
Yeah, when you're moving, it's great. When you have no doors, it's awesome. Feel like you want doors at the track? Just...
Yeah.
We're in Panamint Springs near Death Valley, and we stopped to get ice and gas and stuff like that. I'm thinking no.
No plane kill?
No.
Air kill?
There's no way I'm actually, like, flying in this, ever.
Think of the possibilities of the new show.
Air kill.
It'll never make it past the pilot, though.
See what you did.
Yeah.
That was actually really good.
Thank
Did
you.
you check that?
Thank you.
The truck's not even getting hot. I mean, it's not overheating.
No, it's a little spicy because we're actually in Death Valley. Doors are already off. Let's air condition. That seems legit. Triple stack? It's already broken, so this sticker really can't make it any worse. But it does show that we were here. I've never sat on this side of this truck before.
I've never driven a transmission like this before. Dial. Oh, wow, drives good. Okay.
That's right.
Flat spot there.
Yeah, that's that one little hole in our map.
Okay, easy enough.
one more gear. Ah, there we go.
And the coolant temp is good.
Happy.
I feel this is going to be a big handful on the autocross.
Could be. I've never done it.
This would have been scary if we had not fixed the clutch and brakes.
Oh, yeah. That'd have been a disaster.
This is the only roadkill vehicle to have ever survived Death Valley, and I would wager it's the only one that ever could. I love it. I don't want to own it. It has too many, like, gadgets and dingleberries on it for me.
I know what this looks like. Oh, they're putting the doors on again in another hotel parking lot. But it's different this time, I promise you. You know why? Because this is Las Vegas, and we're definitely gonna get broke into if we don't put the doors on. But it also means tomorrow, we can go to our final destination.
Yeah.
We said we're going to LS Fest?
We're going to Holly LS Fest because we've never been before. You know how I know that? Because we said it right at the top of the show. Let's see if the door fits. Don't slam it because I probably screwed it up. Whoa!
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Let me introduce you to Freiburger.
Cheers.
Body man.
Yeah. Absolutely nailed it. Okay, up. Stop. Oh, it's digging in right here. Look at that.
Oh, it's too low.
No, it needs to go out right there. I've like battled this door on and off a bunch of times, and right now, if I give it a lift, it does close that much, which is good enough to lock it for tonight.
And we have a souvenir. This truck hasn't been very many places, but it's been through Death Valley.
That's way crooked, but you know what? So's the door. All right, tomorrow, LS Fest West.
Yes.
Holly, here we come. We did it.
We did it.
As if Death Valley wasn't enough, we finally made it to our destination, Holly's LS Fest West, here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Boom, and we brought a special guest star right here. Yep, it's the original muscle truck. You've seen this in a bunch of episodes of Roadkill and Roadkill Garage. Been around since the very beginning of the show. It's a 1974 Chevy shortbed stepside, and way back in 2006 or 7, I LS swapped it. It's just a LS6. It's stock long block, it's got a cam, it's got headers. I think it makes about 450 horsepower. It's nothing like Mike's truck at all.
Yours was before mine. In
By a
fact,
lot.
I LS swapped mine because I saw yours.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
So we're gonna have a friendly competition, at least right now it's friendly. We're gonna do, I think, the drag strip and the autocross, and if there's time left, maybe we'll throw down some tire smoke.
309. Oh, wow.
All right, let's throw this on the doors, then we have to go through tech, then we're racing. This event we're at is Holly's LS Fest West. This started many, many years ago in Bowling Green, Kentucky, the home of Holly, and I'm pretty sure it was invented by my buddy Bill Tishner. And I remember when he told me, we're gonna do an event only for vehicles powered with General Motors LS engines. This has turned huge. Now there's 2 events, one in the east, one in the west. Here's what it's about. Just having fun with LS stuff. They have drag racing, there's gonna be autocross, and they also have an area where people can go nuts doing burnouts and stuff. Street takeover style, but legally. The other thing you'll see here is cars of all years, makes, and models with LSs in them, because Holly makes everything you need to swap those engines. And these days, nobody cares about brand loyalty when they're LS fans. So you're gonna see Jeeps, Fords, Mopars, and all sorts of freaky stuff, all LS powered. Okay, here we go. Finnegan should cream me here. The muscle truck used to be fast. It had like a loose converter and 513 gears and a bunch of stuff, and nitrous. But now it's just 3.0 highway gears, stock converter. I'll be super happy if it goes in the low 13s.
I'm gonna do something I've always wanted to do, which is just lay my mini truck flat on the tarmac on a drag strip and do a burnout. Oh, come on. Oh, you said no. Oh, he just ruined my fun.
He can't do a burnout with that trans.
I was gonna do a burnout. He said no. Oh, well.
Okay, here we go.
My goal here is not to spin. I don't even know what RPM to leave at. I just don't want to spin.
Yeah, I think he might have stalled it off the line or something like that.
Well, not a lot went right on that run. It felt like I drove through the clutch a little bit. Then, well, it wouldn't go in second gear. And Freiburger kicked my butt once again with less horsepower.
All right, let's see if we can go again. Give Mike a better shot at this.
Let's do a burnout this time.
Burnout for show.
So I got a burnout this time. That's good news.
Yep, see, I spun the tires that time. That big old burnout burned me.
Yay! A lot of wheel hop, but I did beat him that time.
Yep, that's what I get for doing the TV show burnout. If I just cleaned the tires and gone, I would have been good, but I greased them up.
I sucked less. Yay me! So the 1-2 shift, it broke loose and wheel hopped. The wheel hop was bad enough I had to pedal it and get back in it. And then it wheel hopped a little bit on the 2-3, but not as bad. This is definitely not a drag racing suspension.
All I really care about is a low 13 out of that first pass. They're letting us go again. All right, we're doing best 2 out of 3.
I just went 12.61 and beat Freiburger. We're now tied 1-1.
Okay, I guess I won the best 2 out of 3. But you know what? His truck has way more power than mine. It's just a matter of a slower truck is way easier to get off the line on a street tire.
On the 1-2 shift, the truck went sideways. I had to get out of it. He beat me. It's a rare occasion when I beat that guy. So what I have to do is focus on that part. Round 2, kick this butt. I don't even think we did a round 3, right? I didn't see it, did you?
I feel pretty good.
Oh, you did a good job of red lighting. 002, nice.
002 accidental reaction time. Your best pass was 12.61 at 110.
All right.
Yeah, that was fun for me. You can go destroy me at the autocross now, though. Now we've moved over to the autocross at LS Fest, and what's interesting is Chad Reynolds is announcing this thing. He's interviewing Finnegan right now. Chad and I used to work together, and he's the guy who initially helped me build this truck. So it all comes together. What we're gonna do now is hop in together, and we're gonna take a slow pass on the autocross just to make sure we got it memorized. And then I'm gonna be making speed runs, and then we'll get out of this truck and hop into Finnegan's. Okay.
That was awesome. Nice work. Dude, all right. Brakes, 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 brakes. Yes. Straight, straight. Freiburger, this is great.
Going for show instead of for speed here.
No, you're going fast. This is great.
Here's where your truck would have bit the dust.
You got it, you got it. Save it, save it, save it. Go that way, over there.
I blew that.
That way.
That would have been
right, straight all the way across. There we go. Straight, straight, straight,
Ah,
straight,
straight!
Come on, Dulcich. All right, 180 degrees. This is the end.
Yeah.
Woo! You just ran a 60. That's good.
Let's ask him what the scale is. What's the scale on that?
The fast guys were doing about 44.
Okay. How about clapped out junk like this, though?
Well, there's a lot of clapped out junk like that was running 45.
Really? Okay. But are they having this much fun?
No. I promise you, you're having a lot more fun.
Yeah. The brakes are shot.
So's your driving skills.
Yes. I got to agree with that.
Once again, wholly impressed by the muscle truck. It drifts amazing around an autocross course because Freiburger expertly wheeled this thing to a 60-second pass. I gotta be honest, I don't know if I can actually beat that. Okay, no wheel hop.
That's wheel hop. I'm surprised how much body roll it has.
That was awesome. Oh no, there's people on the track.
Oh no.
Is that it?
Are we done? Oh no. They're not moving fast. Oh. Oh.
This feels familiar.
I'm sorry. This is my fault for taking 4 runs. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is roadkill. This is literally roadkill.
We ran out of time. They're sending track workers out for the real event. They had given us time on the track, which was super cool, and I used it all. I have so much guilt. I really do.
I got Freiburgered.
We had fun, though. This thing made it through Death Valley, no problem. I had fun on the drag strip with the muscle truck. With its new highway gear, it ran about what I expected. I fell in love with his truck, which I did not expect to. So to me, it's been a solid roadkill.
And I have something to work on.
Yep.
Like, this doesn't handle all that great.
It was better at the lower ride height.
I wouldn't know. I didn't get to do a whole lap.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Roadkill.